Hello, and welcome to the crossover, where nothing is out of bounds and everything is fair game. We have a lot to cover with you today, but first, let's check in with the Tunnel Crew. Please give a warm welcome to Stacks, Aggie P, Rooftop, TP, and Big T.
What's happening, everybody? And once again, it's time for At Home with the Crossover. I am your man, Big T, alongside the usual cast of characters, my tag team partners. We're talking about none other than Mama, the doctor, the queen, the first lady, the entrepreneur. She is definitely in the house. For those of you who don't know, her name is TP. What's up, TP?
Blessings to everyone. So good to be here tonight. Blessings.
Blessings on blessings. I love it. Then we got the man spinning the championship belt as usual. Well, this is a recent development, last, I guess, month or so. He done broke out this belt, and we still want to know how he earned that belt, where he got that belt from, or is it just symbolic? But nonetheless, Birdman is in the house. Bird, what's up?
Don't let this belt fool you. This is not Walmart bought. This is authentic from the shop, WWE shop.
Does it have John Cena's sweat on it? That's what I want to do.
No, or the Rock engraved with his autograph.
Or the Rock's blood on it, And last but certainly not least is our favorite guy, old Graybeard himself. Blind as a bat, Radar Charles is what we call him. Radar is his real name, but we like to call him Radar Charles. Radar is in the house. What's going on, Blindy?
What's up, Big T? You know what? As long as I can see those tacky hats, I think I'm in good shape, sir. Narrow is the way. When you pick the right hat today, sir.
You had a chance to take a shot because I think I'm frozen and just locked up and have not unfrozen. So I thought you were going to say, your computer messing up, but you know what? You didn't see it. You couldn't see it. That's all that was. You could not see it. So
we got a long show, Big T.
There you go. John Cena. You could not see it. All right. Well, anyway, that does it for the introductions. And together, we are the Tunnel Crew, watching everything that happens inside and outside the tunnel, leading to the lines of competition in the world of sports. And on this edition of At Home with the Crossover, Steph has a chance to win his fourth title. Yeah, that'll be 4 for one Stephen Curry, Charlotte's own. Boston is back in the finals after a long hiatus. It's been a while since we've seen the Green Machine in the finals, and they're back. And it was a big week for UNC athletics. I know it sounds, it's weird because if you're not talking basketball with UNC, then you're like, what do you got to talk about? But yeah, they had a big week. So we'll mention that at some point in the show. But first, we open with the hot topics, the hottest stories of sports. May not be what everybody else is talking about, but it's the things we, the Tunnel Crew, want to talk about. And we start the hot topics with the end of a championship run. The championship run has come to an end for our very own Carolina Hurricanes. The Hurricanes, the only pro team in the state of North Carolina to win a championship. And they won't add a second one to that, even though a lot of people thought that they were, a solid choice. I mean, the great one, Wayne Gretzky, picked them a couple of weeks ago to win the championship. And nope, that is not going to happen now because they were eliminated last night in Game 7. The Rangers put a beating on them, 6-2. It was like 4-zip, early in the fourth period. And, 6-2 was the final. It was a dominant performance the last couple of games by the Rangers. If you look at the last 3 games the Rangers won, they won one game 4-1. One game 5-2, one game 6-2 for a total of 15-5 beatdowns in the last 3 wins against the Canes. Canes couldn't get any power play goals. They just absolutely were terrible on the power play. And it was just a rough series for Carolina. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because we know this is Larry's thing. And Larry will be joining us at some point in the next few weeks to sort of break down the Canes season and recap what happened in the playoffs, but just want to get the Tunnel Crew's thoughts on the Carolina Hurricanes, our only pro franchise that's won a championship, being out.
Always bad when it's the home team. It's always
Exactly.
bad.
Yep.
You know, I think this season, you had more people that were returning due to COVID. And I just think that, on one hand, it's just bad to see the home team out. But on the other hand, you want to see more people and people to get together. So,
yeah,
as always, we just have to keep cheering on our home team and hoping that we can do it again for next year.
Yeah.
For next season. So I know Larry's hurt.
I know. I know
he's hurt. I know he's devastated.
Yeah, because this was a lot of people said it was supposed to be the year. I mean, they had the team to do it, but like I was mentioning, the power plays. I mean, they number one, they couldn't win on the road, and they were undefeated at home until last night. And it's gonna catch up with you. If you can't win on the road, then somebody gonna finally get you at home. And that's what finally caught up to them. But on the power plays, they were 9 out of 89 power play attempts going into, I think, last night's game. 10% in the playoffs, well, that's going back to the regular season. They were 9 out of 29. 10% power play scoring in the playoffs. So it was just a rough series for them. And they ran into the hot goalie. Y'all have heard Larry talk about this. It's always the goalie in hockey. If you got a scorching hot goalie and teams can't get the puck past him, then that's what it takes to win. And he was on fire. Radar, your thoughts before we move on?
You know what? I think it's going to actually help their ticket sales like they needed help there. But I think it's going to help with popularity. And you remember how y'all were talking about them having that outdoor event?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to help pump it up because to me, it feels like the Warriors, even though we don't have that much of a legacy in terms of championships, for us to be undefeated at home.
Yeah.
The only club that have a championship here.
Yeah.
So that means, the fandemonium is growing slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm. Bird, your thoughts?
I look at this as a recurring pattern because in the playoffs, from NFL, we've had an upset. From NBA, we've had many upsets in the NBA playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So now, with the Carolina Hurricanes being favored, one of the teams being favored to win it, and they're not in the playoffs anymore, it's kind of shocking.
Yeah. So it's
but
following
they had two key injuries, though, right?
They did. Yeah. So you have to
stars.
Yeah, you have to factor that in. But it really came down to they just couldn't get goals on the power play. I mean, when you got more guys on the ice than the other team, you got to score. And if you go 8 out of 89, that's just not going to cut it, So, all right, well, let's move on. And this is a quick mention because I know everybody here is not huge fans of arena football and everything. But once again, it's the home team and our very own Carolina Cobras. It was a rough week, y'all, for the home teams. Our very own Carolina Cobras were the only undefeated team in the National Arena League. Well, they're undefeated no more because Saturday night, the Jacksonville Sharks came in and got a 59-57 victory in the Greensboro Coliseum to hand the Cobras their first loss. They're 5-1 now, but hey, it was only a 2-point loss, so it's not like they got blown out. Had a respectable showing there, but just wanted to mention that because to piggyback off of what happened to the Canes, boy, it's been a rough week for the local home teams.
And Big T, it's not like they had a 50-year-old receiver like Terrell Owens scoring touchdown.
Crazy.
You know what? Maybe that's what they need to do. They need to go out and recruit T.O.,
I think so.
I mean, he's a gun for hire, go recruit him, get him here. Hey, boy, that place, the Coliseum will be packed,
And let Cam Newton run quarterback.
And that's what I was getting to. Seems like they all going back to get the old players. Tom Brady then came back.
Yeah.
So seems like the old heads coming back, don't it?
Didn't you say before the show that you were reading somewhere that Kaepernick might be signing a deal with the Raiders?
It said 2 years. We got to see if it's breaking news, but that's what it said. 2 years.
Wow.
I think it said 32 million or something. Yeah. So we we got to keep checking our facts to see if it is indeed true.
Say if it's legit.
It's
Well,
legit.
hey, the man been out the game 5 years, huh? And the Raiders willing to give him a 2-year deal, possibly. We don't know if it's but we'll see. All right, well, that's another old head.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that it's just that if Kaepernick is coming back, I think that some people have said, look, if he's looking good, the state of the world has kind of changed a little bit more open. And I think, unfortunately, with school shootings and stuff, I mean, people still gonna feel the way that they feel. But sometimes it just comes down to, what do you need for your team?
Yeah, exactly.
You see,
and
Ray
we're gonna see
Charles,
if his heart is really in it.
Yeah.
Hey, if this is true, good for him. I mean, because he's been fighting this long, hard battle, and now he might have a chance, and we'll see if anything becomes of it. Because I'm pretty sure it's probably in the form of a backup, but we'll see if maybe he, in the preseason or something, if this is true, he wows some people and gets a chance to get on the field. Boy, Radar Charles, that look on his face looked like he just totally like doubting.
Yeah.
I mean,
down Radar.
I'm just saying, man. I just don't believe it. I don't get. I'm like Aggie P, man. Sometimes you don't step away from a game 5 years.
Yeah.
If you love the game.
Yeah. 1,
maybe 2, but 5.
Yeah.
And you playing quarterback?
Hey, Brady couldn't make it 40 days,
Right.
Brady went on a fast. He didn't retire. He went
That's
on a
right.
fast.
He went on a fast, retirement fast. There you go. That's a good one, Bird. I like that.
That is a good one.
All right, well, moving on. Now we're going to jump on into the NBA playoffs, where the Warriors, and I'm sure we're going to have to go over into the next segment with this one, but the Warriors closed out the Mavs in 5 games. Hey, Klay Thompson looked like the old Klay Thompson. He looked like he was himself, because he came back, late in the season? And he's been working his way back into rhythm and getting his wind back and getting, his self back in shape and everything, his shot back. And, he finally looked like his old self in that series. And so now the Warriors are going to their 6th NBA finals in the last 8 years. And only 2 times they didn't go was the years Klay was injured. So that shows you how important he is to the franchise. They've already won 3 championships in the previous 5 visits. They're trying to make it 4 out of 6. And Steph Curry is averaging 25.6 points per game in the playoffs. And but he doesn't have a finals MVP. I got a quick question for everybody before we jump to the Eastern Conference and talking about Boston and Miami. Do you think Steph is going to get that MVP this time? Let's
put it this way. Now, YouTubers are saying Warriors. Let's go Warriors.
Warriors. A lot of Warrior love.
B. Smith, Small Wonder said, go Celtics.
Oh, yeah,
so
she's big time Celtics.
Yeah, so I think that I think he's gonna try very hard to get that. Because now it's a new thing. How many MVPs can I get?
Yeah,
I think he's gonna try. I can't say yet. What about you, Radar?
I don't think he needed.
So he don't need it, huh? To cement his legacy.
He don't need. It's a new day. We just said it. You don't need that MVP. You can say I was there for all 4, and I was pivotal in us winning. Just look at how look Andre Iguodala, then Durant twice.
Yeah.
It's anybody's game in terms of getting that MVP trophy.
That's right. That's exactly right. Bird, what do you think? You think because like I said, it's hard to believe Steph hadn't won an MVP, but you think he's gonna have a chance to get it this time, or think he's gonna get it?
It's long overdue. Overdue. He should have already got it.
Hey man, Bird said, I think he should have already.
Look at who he beat the first 2 times. Who did he beat?
He beat Braun. Yeah, he beat the King. Yeah. Well, hey, everybody. When we come back on this edition of At Home with the Crossover, we're going to move over to the Eastern Conference Finals because that went 7 games. It was an exciting series. We'll break that down. And we got Lakers head coach news to talk about. Big week for the Tar Heels athletic program. And we'll talk about all that on the other side of the break. You're listening to At Home with the Crossover.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Hey, make sure you catch us every Tuesday night live on YouTube. Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel is the place, and 7 p.m. is the time. And you don't want to miss the queen, the entrepreneur. You know, that's why that mansion looking so good with the stainless steel double refrigerator and stove and dishwasher and all that stuff, the hardwood floors. Because when you're an entrepreneur, you get to live like that. And you don't want
to sweep. Need to sweep a little bit back there.
Need to sweep a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I know you ain't talking with the artificial pitch in the bed.
And then we got our man Bird wearing the mythical championship belt. It spins and it's got John Cena's signature on it, and he just flashed his Eagles championship ring. And of course, he's an Eagles fan because you can see the hat on his head. And then
didn't he get that ring from the Cracker? What is it? Cracker Jack?
Cracker Jack.
Cracker Jack box. Yeah.
I was there. Big Man 52. I helped Doug.
So you helped him. You were on the staff, so they gave you one. No.
Yeah, I was on the staff.
Okay, all right. Hey, he was a fan consultant extraordinaire.
Y'all got too many fans in here.
Yeah. Hey, pacing the sideline with the belt over his shoulder, spinning it. He walked past Coach Peterson at one point, and he looked at him and said, "Who are you?"
Right. Who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you, man?
And then you don't want to miss Radar Charles. I mean, you got to see him staring up in space, looking like Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles combined, because he has no clue. Hey, somebody just walked past the background.
I know it.
Is there a ghost in the building? Anyway, catch us every Tuesday.
Hey, real quick. Said, is Big T still talking?
Well, you crazy. Hey, so join us every Tuesday night live on YouTube, 7 p.m. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Then on Thursday nights, catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show, and you can find it online at WLJFradio.com, and it can be heard at 7 p.m. on Thursday nights. So catch both versions of the show every week. Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube, Thursday night, 7 p.m. on WLJF Radio com. You can also download the 100.7 WLGF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. All right, let's jump back into the hot topics here. We got to get into the Eastern Conference Finals because, man, Boston, they lost 2 home games in the series against Miami, but it didn't matter because they got them back. They won 2 road games in Miami, including the pivotal Game 7 on Sunday night, despite 31 points by Jimmy Butler. Boston now becomes the only franchise to have a winning record in Game 7 road games. Okay? The only franchise in the NBA, in the history of the NBA, to win more Game 7s on the road than anybody else. And this is their 22nd finals appearance. They're seeking their 18th championship out of those 22 appearances. Jason Tatum was named Eastern Conference Finals MVP. He averaged 25 points a game during the Eastern Conference Finals. And hey, Ime Udoka, the coach, first-year coach for Boston, give the brother some credit because in his first year, they won 50 games. He became the first-year coach this season to win 50 games. And he's led the Boston Celtics to the Eastern Conference Finals, y'all. So, I mean, this guy's done an amazing job. It's a pretty impressive achievement. And talk about it, Tunnel Crew. Your thoughts on this? Like I said, Jimmy Butler scored 31 points, but hey, he set that record in the previous game where he scored 47 points, 4th 40-point game in the history of the Miami Heat. And he tied Kobe Bryant as the only player in the history of the playoffs to have 40-point games and 1 or fewer turnovers at least twice in the playoffs. So that's pretty amazing accomplishment. So we want to tip our hat to Jimmy Butler because, you know, even though he didn't win, he's not moving on. He still had a stellar series there at the end. Your thoughts on the Eastern Conference Finals, everybody?
If I may,
I'm highly impressed with the accolades of the coach from Boston.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be a testament to how good of a coach Steve Kerr is with having to face a guy that knows his X's and O's, who has learned from greats such as him. Because if you spent that much time around Greg Popovich, it's bound to rub off on you. And the way he's handled Giannis, the way he shut down Giannis and manhandled him with his personnel, that shows you know your X's and O's. So I'm just excited to see the competition. Yeah.
Bird, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Jimmy Butler messed everything up. And let me tell you why, because they needed that shot, but they didn't need that shot in a sense. Like, he's trying to do too much for his team. Like, I understand you're trying to win the game, but be smart of a basketball player. And that, to me, what he did in the closing moments of that game wasn't really very smart. You trying to get your team to the finals. You're trying to be the next Steph Curry, but you're not Steph Curry. Just play Jimmy Butler's game. And I think that's what I saw out of that. No matter what the performances he's had throughout the playoffs or throughout that series, I think he messed them up. Wow. I truly believe it would have been the Warriors and the Heat if Jimmy Butler hadn't messed everything up for that.
Wow. Man, scathing. Scathing statements, comments there by Birdman launched at Jimmy Butler. Man. Wow. TP.
He was playing like LeBron. Taking shots that he don't need to take.
The old LeBron or the young LeBron? LeBron ball.
Everyday LeBron.
He said everyday LeBron.
What everybody else doing. You should have been impressed. I mean, the dude was playing the Celtics who just beat Giannis. He was supposed to go home. It was time to go home.
TP.
Well, I was gonna say that he's definitely taking shots. I mean, I can't even believe Birdman taking the shots that he is. But he's definitely taking shots. But let me tell you, a lot of the our YouTubers are. I mean, right now, I just have to tell you what's going on with YouTube.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Someone said, I agree with Bird. The MVP is long overdue for Curry. He doesn't need it though. I'm shocked. I agree with something that Radar said. I'm laughing. Small wonder. I was laughing. Nisi Piper's last talking fun. And so Nisi brought up a good point. She said that this is going to be a great series, and I really believe it is. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the talk now. You know, with and even Birdman, you know, you're taking shots, you're looking at what everybody is doing. And, you know, we're trying to find out who really is deserving of this MVP.
Yeah.
I believe it was Small Wonder. And don't get me wrong, but I believe she said that it would be good if someone else got it besides Clay, but it might have been Nisi. Oh, here it is. It's Nisi. She said, I think Curry will get MVP, but I would love to see Clay get it. I love Curry. I wanted to say too, what Fletcher Ashley also said, how about the Rangers? But I want to say, you know,
come on, Fletch. Don't come on here with that, man. We ain't lifting up no New York Rangers. Man, they just sent the Hurricanes home. No, down with that. No. We canceling that.
Well, I was gonna say that I you know, I'm gonna be honest. I would like to see the trophy passed. I would like to see someone else get it. One thing about I feel that growing up in my day compared to now, you know, you see the same people on repeat that's getting it, and I would really like to see some other people get it because we know the standout players. I told you before, on every team, there's always like 4 or 5 that, especially 5. We always know the top 5, but sometimes that 6th or 7th man that comes off the bench is like this sparks the team and puts them the extra points. And sometimes they don't get the MVP. I would like to see that this year.
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly what Andre Iguodala did. You know,
Yes,
remember when he won it in that first one? He came out of nowhere. Nobody thought who had him winning the MVP, you know? I mean, nobody.
But that was his job to come off the bench to give them those extra points that they need to bring that skill in to some of these young guys. And when he did bring it into Curry and Clay, and he stepped up when it was his role.
Yeah,
I would never
exactly.
forget that.
It was. That was big time performance.
Yes. You know.
It's like Steph Curry falls into that category with Tim Duncan and all those other nice guys where you can say, he don't need it this time. We'll give it to somebody else. You know, like Kawhi, when Kawhi got it and he was on the Spurs, I was like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, you had Manu, Parker, Duncan. I mean, O'Hore. You had like at least 4 or 5 other guys you could have gave it to.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that he locked down LeBron, they said, hey, let's give him the trophy.
Yeah.
And I think Steph is going to have to really show out. And it's going to be hard to do that against a guy like Smart and also a guy like Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
That are very crafty. They're young. And then you got a coach that knows how to position them.
Yeah.
To make it, you know, a game. It's going to be hard.
You know, we should have gotten Aggie P's thoughts on this. Aggie P wasn't able to be here tonight, but we should have got his thoughts before we came on the air because you know he's a Celtics fan. I mean, we should have found out what his thoughts were on his Boston Celtics making a return to the NBA Finals. You know, we'll hear from him next week though. We'll definitely talk to him about it next week. Bird, any thoughts on this Eastern Conference Finals before we move on?
It was a great series other than that Jimmy Butler shot towards the end.
Yeah.
Overall, though.
Yeah, I was trying to give you a chance to say something other than trashing Jimmy. And you still trashed him.
I can't say nothing good right now because he messed them up.
Jimmy just gets no love from Bird. I mean, the man scores a playoff career high 47 points in game 6. Come back and score 31 in game 7, and you cost him the series.
And he got bad knees.
Bad knees, yeah.
He got bad knees, and he still played ball, dog. And Birdman taking shots, man.
He taking shots.
Ron had bad knees too, but lost. And sitting at the house. So what's the point?
No, his teammate had bad knees.
You mean street clothes?
He's sitting at Birdman birthday party with ice packs on his knees. Man, if you don't get up.
Man, you crazy.
You right there on the couch eating cake, like, man, I can't wait to get back on the court.
Okay, well, hey, real quick, I want to throw just a few more numbers out there before we leave this topic of the Eastern Conference Finals. You got Boston, and like we said, this is big time performance for them. They've got the number one defense in the NBA. Their defense is still number one throughout the playoffs. And, it's going to be interesting to see the matchup between them and that high-powered offense. We'll save that talk, that discussion for the question of the day, because the question of the day is going to tie into all of that. So we're going to move on right quick for now. And the Lakers, Birdman, your Lakers made a big splash headline this week. I don't know if it was a big splash hire, but it was a big splash headline right in the middle of the conference finals, announcing that they have hired Darvin Ham. According to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, it's a 4-year deal. I didn't get any particulars on the amount, but of course, he coached with Phil Jackson from 2011 to 2013, and he was also on the Bucks staff the last couple of years. So he's got a championship pedigree there with the places he's been, and he was with my Pistons on the 2004 World Championship team. So he knows a little bit about winning championships. And this is his first head coaching job. Tunnel Crew, your thoughts on the Lakers hiring Ham to be their new head coach?
Oh. Anybody at this point, I'm good with anybody.
Say anybody.
Anybody.
Time to move on, huh?
You know what? You didn't ask the right question. Ask me, do I care?
Do you care?
Do I care? No, I don't, because they're gonna lose anyway.
Bird, real quick, I got a hard break coming up. Your thoughts?
I don't know. It might be a good hire. It might not be. We'll have to see.
Sounds like not the guy you wanted. Hey, everybody, catch this live edition of At Home with the Crossover Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. That's Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Then on Thursday night, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. You can find it online at WLGFradio.com. You can also download the WLGF app. It's available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the question of the day.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, the joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, 2 locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
100.7 WLJF.
Hey, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. Make sure you catch us every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. live on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it. And that's every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. And then on Thursday night, 7 p.m., catch the audio version of the original Crossover Sports Show. And you can hear it online at WLGFradio.com. You can also download the 100.7 WLGF app, which is available both on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. All right, let's get back to it. Just a couple of quick wrap-ups before we get into question of the day. Like I mentioned, going back to your Lakers, Bird, and the new head coach, good luck dealing with that $47 million contract that Russell Westbrook is set to make this year. I mean, 47 mil to Russell Westbrook. Woo! Yeah, good luck on that.
We're not going back to the playoffs. We're done. We're done.
Merry Christmas.
We're done.
Say Merry Christmas. How they pay that man that much money? All right, and then lastly, go ahead, TP. Oh yeah, social media shout outs, comments, questions from the fans and listeners.
So Fletcher Ashley said, good for Darvin Ham. 4 years of salary for 2 years of work. 4 years of salary for 2 years of work. I just had to laugh. That thing was funny to me. So
hey,
yeah, everybody's just having a great time laughing at everybody. So we appreciate everybody's support, not only on YouTube, but also listening to us on 100.7 on the radio. So just keep your comments, come on into the YouTube party and just come on in and celebrate with us as we celebrate sports.
Hey, Fletch is good as long as he ain't talking about the Rangers, man. Don't come on this show the day after the Canes went home in Raleigh talking about go Rangers. Man, get out of here with that.
Anybody but the Rangers.
Exactly. I mean, come on. Do you know where you are? You know what? I want him to say that when Larry's on in a couple of weeks.
Don't do that, Big D.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, like I said, we had a couple of quick loose ends to tie up before we move on to question of the day. And like I mentioned in the opening of the show, it was a big week for Tar Heel athletics. So the men's baseball team, an 8th seed in the tournament, went all the way to the championship and won. They beat the NC State men, and they won the ACC baseball tournament. So they're the ACC champs in baseball this year. Congratulations to them. And the women, and this is huge right here. It's strike one for the ladies. The women were down 7 goals in the semifinals of lacrosse and came back, outscored Northwestern 8-0 to win the match 15-14. They went on to advance to the national championship game where they won that. And they finished the season 22-0 and lacrosse national champions. So, like I said, it was a big week for Tar Heel athletics. The one person I see that is like frowning and shaking his head and rolling. Well, he's not rolling his eyes. He got the sunglasses on. You can't see his eyes, but I'm pretty sure behind them sunglasses rolling is Radar. So, Radar, your thoughts on the Tar Heels' big week?
Birdman, jog my memory, but is this brother going through the newspaper just looking for UNC accolades and accomplishments? There you go, Birdman. There you go, Birdman. No, that's not good. UNC, no, that's good. Carolina won the bowling tournament.
Hey, at least I could see what I'm looking for. Oh man,
Blue Devils always got to bring the Demon Deacons into something. I'm out of this. So
you out of it, Bird?
No, you in it too.
Oh
man, that lacrosse is Jim Brown's sport.
That's exactly right.
You know him as far as with football, but that's actually one of his top sports is lacrosse.
That's
so
exactly right.
The South is not known too much for lacrosse, especially. We're known mostly for grassy fields, and a lot of schools up north, they kind of do that more so than for football, for having some larger colleges and stuff. And believe it or not, a lot of them play on turf. So
and they're a powerhouse, right? Northwestern is a powerhouse.
Yeah, they are. They are.
So that's a big accomplishment. No shade, but that is.
Well, hey, anytime you win a national championship, it's that should be celebrated. So
and you come from behind.
To come from seven scores back and to go to finish 22-0, it was a pretty big season for the ladies. So give it up to them. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the question of the day now. And we know, like we talked about in the last segment, NBA Finals are set. We know it's the Boston Celtics at the Golden State Warriors. And I say at because Golden State has the home court advantage. So 4 out of the 7 games will be in San Francisco, or just outside of San Francisco, wherever the stadium is. But so the question of the day is this: what are you, members of the Tunnel Crew, most looking forward to in this upcoming NBA Finals matchup? What are you most looking forward to? And if you will allow me, I'm gonna just toss one out right quick to get the ball rolling. I'm most looking forward to Marcus Smart, the Defensive Player of the Year, matching up with Steph Curry. You know, you're talking about the guy that was awarded the #1 defensive player in the league, and he's going to be probably, like we said, front and center matched up on Steph Curry. So it'll be interesting to see if Steph can get his shot off against Smart, because Smart is like Radar said, a crafty. I like that word, crafty player. It's another way of saying sneaky. He'll grab the jersey from behind where the refs can't see him. Hey, trip him and make it look like it was an accident. That's what crafty is. So, moving on. Who your thoughts? Who else has a thought on this? What are you most looking forward to in this NBA Finals matchup? Go ahead, Radar.
Speaking of crafty players, at the top of my list is Draymond Green.
Yes, he is.
Which I chose as my MVP for the finals. But I'm interested to see him against Al Horford and Eric Williams.
Ooh,
two younger guys that are long, and they're also crafty. Dare I say?
Yeah.
They don't jump out the gym. They don't put up big numbers, but they play physical.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they don't play in the paint. They'll give you a chicken wing if you give them a chicken wing. Because you saw how Horford dunked on my man Giannis. And flexed on him.
Yeah, he did.
He
said he didn't like the way Giannis dunked on him earlier.
Yeah, and Giannis had it coming. I must admit, I was like, Giannis, you shouldn't have yelled on Horford.
Yeah, he said the stare down. Giannis stared him down after the dunk. He said that's what got his attention.
Now it's time for Draymond to see if he can stand the Horford.
That's a good choice. That's a really good matchup. Between those two, because you got two similar type players, right, with those two. So I think Draymond maybe can score a little bit more than Horford can at times, but
he got a lot of experience. Horford's been in there. He's seen a lot. He's played this a lot.
Yeah. TP?
Well, I've said this time and time again when it comes to any match, and especially the finals, which is I like it when two teams come in very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And they just fight to the finish.
Yep.
I really just love to see that. I really want to see, who has the skills, who can dominate, who has the stamina, who can rebound. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Draymond Green fan too. I really am. I mean, he's not as tall as some people like a Shaq or whatever, but man, he is so explosive and powerful. Mm-hmm. And I love to see him do that or rebound. He kind of just reminds me a little bit of Rodman back in the day when he tries to get those rebounds and stuff.
Yep. So, that's a good comparison.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking forward to that. I know that I give a little small shout out to my cousin Terrence, who is a big time Celtics fan.
Okay. All right.
I mean, huge. He probably has the underwear and all. So I'm just being honest. He has that for Pittsburgh Steelers as well. But,
hey, got the shower curtain and the towel in the bathroom, and
I mean everything. Probably got a reef on the door.
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and that's how it's supposed to be when you're a true fan. No matter if your team is winning or not, you're gonna be there. So I'm really looking forward to the series. I really am.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where you kind of get your popcorn and go to the bathroom during commercials and run. And you don't want to miss it.
Hey, I like one thing you said too. I want to piggyback off. I like you talking about the health of both teams because as Birdman mentioned, with the Heat series, there was injuries there. I mean, Radar mentioned there was injuries there. Even guys like Jimmy Butler playing, but having the bad knees. So their playing was affected, and you had all kinds of injury situations. So we don't really know if we saw the full capabilities of Miami, but hey, the fact they still took it 7, good for them. But yeah, I like what you said there, because health, and you do want to see both teams healthy, full strength. That's something that I think we should be most looking forward to in this finals matchup. Bird, what are you most looking forward to in this matchup?
You know what? I'm mostly looking forward to this. Who's going to be the finals MVP? Because we're giving a lot of attention to the Warriors. But let's just say by off chance that the Warriors lose the finals. Who will be the MVP then if the Celtics win? Because we're giving a lot of attention to Steph Curry and a lot of attention to Klay Thompson and Draymond. Well, Radar gave attention to Draymond, but not many people are giving attention to Draymond when really they should, because he's one of the pieces that make the Warriors what they are. But
that's right.
By the off chance, if the Warriors lose the finals, who's going to take it? Would it be White? Will it be Horford? Will it be Tatum? Personally, if the Celtics win the finals, I would like to see Tatum.
Yeah. Well, and there's several guys for Boston that can, because Marcus Smart can go off, Jaylen Brown can go off, and of course we know Tatum. My only thing with Tatum is he has a tendency sometime to put up them 10-point stinkers, so he's got to be consistent.
But if he's able to play defense and help switch off on Klay and Steph, he's getting right back into that running for the MVP. Because if he can play defensively and put up, let's say, 19, 21 points, and let Jaylen do all the scoring, the heavy lifting, he might get the MVP.
Yeah, that's true. It could be one of those like we were just talking about with my man from Golden State, Iguodala winning it. So could very well be one of those.
Yep. This might be where he surpasses LeBron James by beating the Warriors in the finals at full strength.
Say at full strength. But hey, and check this out. We talked about Boston having the number 1 defense in the NBA, both in the regular season and the playoffs. And that's another thing that I'm anxious to see, because not just having Marcus Smart as the defensive player of the year, but Boston, period, as a team, because Golden State gets all the love for being this high-powered scoring machine that can hit all these 3-pointers, put up over 100 points with ease. And it'll be interesting to see, how Boston is able to handle that, if they can flex and show that defensive mastery of this high-powered offense.
Especially if they take it 7 games.
Yeah. TP, any social media shout-outs or comments from the listeners and fans?
Fletcher just said New York in the house.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go, man. Tell him. Man, yeah. Just shut him down, man.
Send him to the locker room.
This is not the day. This is not the day. We don't want to hear that.
Small Wonder said, "Oh my goodness!" So, so like I said, it's just wonderful to see everybody on YouTube and supporting. I tell you, and everybody, like I said, everybody's just really excited about the series. So
looking forward to it.
Play out and see what happens. Yeah,
I got one thing to say before we go to break.
Go ahead,
I see Aggie P courtside at the finals. I'm blowing up his social media. I'm like, dude, how dare you take off to go to the finals without the crossover shirt?
I know that's right.
So if you see him there,
I'm gonna send all messages to his social media.
Well, hey everybody, catch all this fun and hilarity every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. on YouTube. Go to the Love and Faith Radio YouTube channel and catch us live for At Home with the Crossover Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Then on Thursday nights, 7 p.m., catch the audio version, the original crossover sports show. You can find it online at WLJFradio.com. You can also download the WLJF app, which is available on Google Play and in the iTunes Store. When we come back, it's time for the wrap-up.
Why so sad when the joy is here? What's the answer? Joy in the morning, the crossover. You can find them all right here on 100.7 WLJF. There's no need to be down when there's plenty of joy to go around. Get your daily dose and turn that frown upside down. Love and Faith Radio, 100.7 WLJF, The Joy.
My name is Priscilla Van. I'm with Hometown Insurance Service. I'm an independent insurance agent that specializes in Medicare, senior solutions, life, and health. I work with dozens of companies so that I can offer you the appropriate coverage as well as the affordable price for your insurance needs. If I can help you, please contact me at my website, hometowninsuranceservice.com, or email me at hometown.inservice, or you can find me on Facebook at Hometown Insurance Service. Thank you.
Times are changing. We all have questions about the future. Join us as we find the answers through the Word of God.
Love and Faith Christian Fellowship invites you to join our congregation. One church, two locations, Greensboro and Kernersville.
We're helping people on their path to find God as we provide spiritual leadership and growth through diverse ministry.
Celebrating over 25 years of ministry. Join our Love and Faith community where Jesus Christ is Lord and the people are loved.
It's time now for the crossover wrap-up report. Let's send it back to the tunnel crew.
All right, welcome back to At Home with the Crossover. A couple of quick stories to wrap up before we jump into our recap of last week picks and the standings and all that stuff. Nick Saban, the SEC had their early summer meetings today, and Nick Saban, we talked about him and Jimbo Fisher getting into that back and forth. He was really backtracking today. Jimbo is going to be interviewed tomorrow for media day, but today he basically said, let's recap what he said. Hey, Texas A&M basically bought every player they got. That's what he said. Those words come out of his mouth. You can go to YouTube or whatever and pull it up and see it. Okay, well, today, and then he came backtracked the next day and said, I didn't mean to single anyone out. Well, today when asked about it, he said, I didn't say anyone did anything wrong. Didn't it sound like if you say they basically bought every one of their players, you said they did something wrong? But today he tried to backtrack and say, no, I didn't say anybody did anything wrong. And then when he was asked about his relationship with Jimbo Fisher, he said, oh, I got no problem with Jimbo. Jimbo said he ain't talking to him. So be interesting to see what old Jimbo says tomorrow when he stands before those microphones. But hey, that story continues to bring laughs. Continues to bring us a lot of laughs. So, all right, let's move on to this week's pick segment. And the results from last week look like this. Me and Aggie P tied at 2-2. And the rest of the tunnel crew all went 1-3. It was a week. It was a pretty sluggish week for us. 2-2. That's nothing to pound your chest about winning. But hey, there it is. What it is. So me and Aggie P both picked up a coveted weekly win for the tiebreaker for the 4 playoff spots. So let's go ahead and look at the overall standing. See what we're looking like. Bro Mel is still on top with 90 wins. I'm second with 86 wins. I broke that tie with Radar after 2 weeks. Radar is third with 85 wins. Aggie P is fourth with 84 wins. So if the playoffs started today, y'all, that would be your 4 playoff participants right there. It would be Bro Mel versus Aggie P and me versus Radar in the first round of playoffs. But TP is not too far behind. She's only 3 games behind Aggie P for that last spot. And then you with 81 wins. And then you got Birdman and Stats both tied at 70 wins. They're both 14 games out of the last playoff spot. Why are you smiling, Radar?
Take the belt, Big T. Take the belt. No man that's in last place should be wearing a belt.
Well, you're crazy. All right, let's look at the games for this week. So we had to pick our NBA Finals winner, how many games they would win in, and the MVP, and that will count for 3 picks. But since the series may not be wrapped up by the time our next show rolls around, we're saying that you're going to get credit for the amount of wins that your team, your pick gets. So if you pick the Warriors and they're up 3-0 or whatever next time we come on, then you got 3 wins and no losses. All right, so that's the NBA side, and everybody had to pick that. And then we had to pick any one of these next 3 games that you wanted. You got the Padres at the Brewers, and that's a weekend series starting Thursday through Sunday. And you had to pick either a 4-0 sweep, a 3-1 win, or a tie in that series. Then we got a WNBA game, the Connecticut Sun at 6-2 at the Las Vegas Raiders, who are 8-1. And then the USFL, the New Orleans Breakers at 5-2, taking on the Stallions, and they're 7-0, the only undefeated team left in the USFL. So that was the choices. We'll start with Bro Mel. Bro Mel's got the Warriors winning in 5 games. He took Steph Curry as his MVP, and he took the Las Vegas Aces in the WNBA. He has 7 weekly wins. I took the Celtics in 7 games. I've got Jason Tatum winning the MVP, and I took the Las Vegas Aces. I got 6 weekly wins. Radar, give us yours, sir.
I'm going with the Warriors in 7 games, and I'm choosing Draymond Green as my MVP, and I'm going with the Las Vegas Aces.
And the Aces are popular, and he's got 4 weekly wins. Yeah, he's got 4 weekly wins. The Queen.
These picks on behalf of my nephew BJ, who's also served in the service and who's getting out soon. So since we just came off of Memorial Day, thought it would be great for him to make the picks. Therefore, I have the Warriors 5 games, MVP Steph Curry, and the Aces.
All right, and TP has 4 weekly wins. Did she just give a shout out before the shout outs?
Yes,
go ahead, TP. Slipped it in there. I love it. All right, let me go ahead and read Aggie P's. He took the Warriors in 7 games. He's got Klay Thompson as the MVP. He took the Stallions to win in the USFL game over New Orleans. And he's got 4 weekly wins for the tiebreaker. All right, Birdman, give us yours.
I got the Warriors in 7 games, and my finals MVP is Steph Curry, and I got the Stallions winning.
All right, and Birdman has 4 weekly wins. And that leaves us with none other than stats. He took the Warriors in 5 games. Klay Thompson is his MVP. And he also took the Las Vegas Aces. Man, everybody is taking the Aces. And he has 1 weekly win for the tiebreaker. All right, it's time for our shut up and play or shout out candidates. We'll start with Birdman. Go ahead and give us yours, sir.
Shut up and play, Russell Westbrook. No excuses, please. No excuses. God, no excuses.
47 million excuses. All right, Radar.
Shouts out to the Celtics for making it to the finals. Take my hat off to Jason Tatum, Duke alumni. Let's go, Duke.
Oh, no, come on. I'm going to have to put you in the room, in the penalty box with Fletch. You keep that up. All right, Queen, give us yours.
Yeah, shout out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I already gave mine.
Basically. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that was yours. All right. Well, thank you, TP. Mm-hmm. Appreciate it. Well, that leaves me. I'm going with the 18-year-old. She was also the 18th seed in the French Open. Coco Gauff advanced to her first semifinal major of her career by upsetting Sloane Stephens. So congratulations, Coco Gauff. We'll see if she can get it done and win the whole thing. All right, anybody else got any thoughts before we get out of here?
Just to continue to pray for the parents who are having to bury their children from the Texas shooting.
Yes,
absolutely. It was a company that stepped up and decorated all of the coffins for the victims. So we know that's a very hard time. So just everybody just make sure that you continue to pray for those families.
Yeah, Father, be with those families, be with everyone who is dealing with sadness and pain and loss at this time. Touch their hearts and comfort their souls. In Jesus' name we pray. All right, for the Queen.
Blessings.
For Birdman.
Whosoever believe in him.
For Radar.
Narrow is the way.
I'm your man, Big T, signing off and saying, no matter where you are, look up and know that your creator is there. Until next time, see ya, and we might want to be you.
That's all we have for you today. So be sure to join us next week for the crossover. And remember, the Tunnel Crew don't don't play unless we have something to say.